Well, this is it, folks. The 6-string American-made lap steel guitar kit. It arrives fully assembled, ready for you to take it apart, paint it any way you want, put it back together, and have it be as beautiful and ready to go. It's all set up. These are all screwed in so they'll all go back to the same spots, so on and so forth. Or you could just play it as is right out of the box if that's what you wanted, something really raw. We've left the fretboards unattached and just put them down with some pieces of tape so that when you're ready, you just peel the little sticky paper thing off the back and put it down, and there you have it. It'll be ready to go. You just set it right up against here like I've done and do the best you can to center it down the neck and press on it, and whammo bammo, your fretboard's installed. These are real Grover tuners. Back here on this end, this is the Kent Armstrong P90 set up in a humbucker housing. This housing will fit basically any humbucking guitar pickup, so far as the pocket and the contour and the way it's done and the way the little screws and everything go in. So you can put any humbucker in this pocket immediately if you choose to have something different than this standard P90 that we ship with. Inside the pocket, which we'll show you in a few minutes here, are full-sized control pots. In this case, they're 250Ks. And then we have the tele-style knobs up here. So this is architectural brass. I've already cut, trimmed, angled both ends, sliced it all up. Down here on the nut end, I have already pre-notched it for 3/8 spacing, which is a preferred spacing when it comes to this sort of stuff. And that's the advantage that our guitars have over all of, especially the imports, but all of the cheaper ideas and the bent pieces of metal and all this sort of thing. Down here on the bridge end, we don't notch it, so that in this case I've kind of got it spaced for this P90. But let's say you got some other kind of pickup or something in here, you want to be able to set these to whatever's comfortable for you. If you want it wider or what have, a lot of guys want them really wide. So once you have it set, it's no big deal to notch them with a little file or something like that, or just the tension of the string is plenty to, you don't even have to notch it if you don't want to. We preset these bridges at the 23-inch scale. The nut and the bridge are already screwed down when you get the guitar, so it's ready to go. So when you take it apart to do your paint job, or let's say you want to put an edge band, it's all nice and square and sharp, so you could easily put a router, little thing from Stu Mac on your little trim router and put a band on here if you wanted to, something along those lines. So, you know, it's a pretty pre-ready to go. These will come already set for a 23 scale, and this is a 23 scale fretboard. Now, on the deluxe packages like this one, I already drilled the string throughs. And what we did here is I just pressed these ferrules in with my fingers. So if you're going to paint it, then you want to pry those back up. You can use, you know, putty knife or whatever, razor blade, and get those up, and get those out so that when you do your paint job or what have you, those will be out. And then when you go back in, and I like to use glue when I put them in permanently, so you could consider that too. So that's the little ferrule deals on the top. And in this case, it's already pre-strung for the open E tuning. This is a low 56, and I'm just playing through a micro cube Roland, and everyone knows what those are, the 2-inch speaker and the 2-watt amp. So we're not raging out of a big rig or anything, and it's got some pretty decent full range. if you want to put one of them big fat G tunings or whatever and take this down to a 60 or maybe bigger, 68, it'll handle it no problem. The deflection and all that, I mean, there's such a short distance from here to where that thing's on that tuner, and it's pulling it, you know, like this. It's not like pulling it up, it's pulling it against that. So the chances of this deflecting on this low string, no matter what you put on it, are like next to nil. And when you look at it later, you'll notice that I have the thickness of this head is extra thick. It's not a half, it's thicker than a half. So it's got a lot of meat up here to handle heavy tunings. On the back, you can see here in the pocket, we have the full-size pots. This is the cable coming out of the pickup on the other side there. We have the capacitor deal goes over here to the tone pot, and I mean, it's about as simple of a circuit as we could make. Now this little guy here is made out of ABS plastic. It's like 1/8 of an inch thick, and it just drops right in there, and it's all set up to have that. And you can see that these were all, I mean, I do extra special drills to get it so that the string will go in, and then nice little cleanups. So it's about as sweet as it can be down here. We've already did a very light round over from here all the way around to here, just to sweeten it a little bit. Now here's another neat little feature. Right here on your head, that's a sharp square 90 right there, and it's solid 1/2 inch tall, if not taller. So if you really are concerned about deflection and all that, you could build a little whatever, put you a little angular or something in here and glue it all in, or whatever you're going to do to strengthen it up. But there's plenty of room and all that right there where you could put any kind of a strengthening device right here that would make your head even more rigid if that's what you cared to do. So there you have it. I've already put the tuners on for you. I've already put the little screwy deals in there. You know, you got to tighten tuners up with a screwdriver, you know, on the ends here and stuff, as just common maintenance. The jack plug is recessed in there too. I thought that was pretty cool. So there you have it. This is your steel guitar kit. Comes to you ready to play out of the box. Easily taken apart in less than a half an hour. You put your paint job or whatever on it, reassemble it, bing bang bong, stick down your thing, and you now have your own personal amazing made in America kit guitar. Thanks a lot for listening. So let's play some music. Here we go. Let's try it with this glass slide. Let's try it with heavy crunch.